This is a Hot Pie Original.
Oh, look at you. Who would have known somebody from Taft could be an inspiration?
I know.
Who would have thought? Our freshman year, our windows were getting shot up at the school, and here we are, you over here writing Christmas books.
Welcome to the Gray Area Podcast with me, Chad Fisher. No more.
Yo, it's Aaron Cheatham.
Yeah, we out the house, boy. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Gray Area Podcast. It is me, your boy, your host, Aaron Cheatham, and the place to be. Chad is not with us this week. He's under the weather, so I'm going to be running this episode solo dolo. So thank you guys for joining us right here on Hot Pie Media. Start off, my week I'm tired. My sister came in. I told you guys she was my shout out last week. She came in town for her birthday, and oh man, it was a weekend. It was a weekend, man, with my sister in town, my mother-in-law in town. Lot of driving around, a lot of drinking, a lot of sightseeing type stuff. I went to Mount Bonnell yesterday. We talked about Mount Bonnell in an episode, one of our summer episodes last month. My first time going there, and I'm not gonna say it's my last time going there. But listen, y'all, why are you intentionally going out and walking up 100 steps in the sweat and sweating in heat for a view? Man, you better get a Google Maps. Damn it, get, what's that thing called, Colton? Google Earth? You better Google Earth Mount Bonnell. There ain't no need to be walking up 100 steps in July for a view. And ain't no exercise worth that nonsense. Please, miss me with that. And Chad said that's a good place to take a date. Man, I'm not trying to get sweaty outside, walking up steps. I mean, white people, y'all can have it. I saw a group of black people walking up the steps, and I told them, brothers, turn it around. This ain't for us. Let's turn this ship around. They had a cooler and everything. I was like, you got to walk up a lot of steps. Don't do that to yourself. Make the children carry that, or hire you. Better get you an Uber Carries. I don't know. You know what, Colton? I'm gonna start that app, Uber Carries, where you can call somebody and they carry your shit for you. Cause I'm not carrying no shit up no steps. Like, you better get two dudes moving to come carry that up. Nah, Mount Bonnell was cute. It was cute. The view was worth it. It doesn't even look like you're in Austin anymore. And when I woke up from my stroke, I didn't think I was on Earth anymore. It was a hell of a walk up them steps. And then for what? Kayaking? Walking up Mount Bonnell, hiking, y'all can have that. Y'all can have all that. All right. I will sit at the house. I will play Xbox, and I'm a great cheerleader. I would cheerlead anybody that wants to do it from the car with the AC on. I'm not walking up them steps no more. My shout out this week is actually, and Colton, you might enjoy this. I ran into a fan of the show. While I was out, this past week was crazy. Like I said, my sister was in town. I had like 6 shows last week. After one of the shows with my sister, my wife with me, we went out to our local watering hole and ran into somebody there who watches all of the episodes or listens to all the episodes of the Gray Area. Big fan, Gracie Gutierrez. She just wanted to show her love, and I just want to show my love back. My shout out of the week is Gracie. Thank you for listening. Also, Gracie, you're a buster, you're a chump, and you're one of the worst people on earth. I hope you trip and fall on every step on Mount Bonnell. But shout out to Gracie for listening to every episode. And if you guys are ever out and about and you see us, like, please feel free to come talk, and just don't be like Gracie. Don't be a loser. Don't be Gracie. But you can totally come up and tell us everything you like about the show. Don't tell us what you dislike about the show, because you'll end up right next to Gracie at the bottom of the steps at Mount Bonnell in a pile of shame. Gracie's the worst. I love you, Gracie. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Without further ado, like I said, no Chad here, so we're gonna move it along. This might be a quicker episode of the podcast, but we're gonna move along because we have a really, really special guest. Before I bring her on, I want to thank you guys for getting us to 400 subscribers on YouTube. The drive to 5 is still on. You guys have done a great job over the past month. Like the numbers are going up. So it's all you. It's nothing that we're doing except for asking you to like it, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And I hope you guys continue to do that. We're on the drive to 5. And when we get to 500 subscribers here on the YouTube channel on Hot Pie Media, we're going to do something real special. Like, I don't know, me and Selena are going to do something real special for you guys. Actually, you know what? I'll break out a new Selena cup. I got a new Selena cup that is still wrapped in the plastic, hasn't been used at the house. When we hit 500, fuck what my wife says. I'm taking the plastic off of that cup and I'm bringing it on here. So when we hit 500 subscribers, I might sleep on the couch for a week, but it doesn't matter. I'm opening that Selena cup, and in commemoration of our 500 subscribers on the YouTube channel, I will break out a brand new Selena cup. There it is. That's what we're doing. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll get Chad to grow some hair for the 500 subscribers. He can get a nice horseshoe joint going on. I feel like Chad's got white guy George Jefferson hair vibes. That's what I think he's got. Oh, so thank you guys so much, though. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. That helps us out a lot. Leave comments. If you're listening on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, leave a review. Leave a review, man. All that stuff helps out. It helps other people find the show just like you found it. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy, because other people need to see the show and experience the great guests that we bring on, like today's guest. It's a really small world. Small world. She's a author, just published her first children's book. She's also married to one of my favorite comedians ever, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. I love her husband. But I love her just as much because apparently my guest and I went to the same high school and graduated together. Everybody, I'd like to introduce Stacey Golightly to the Gray Area Podcast.
Hi.
Hey, Stacey.
Hi.
Yeah, I did not know that you were class of 99 and that we graduated from the same fucking school.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
It's news to me.
It's news to me too. I was like, you know what? That's such a small world that I met you through Matt, who I met well after high school. You know, I was like 22, 23 when I met Matt, but you and you went to William Howard Taft High School in San Antonio.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I'm a little better than you. I went to communications arts.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's the same campus, and I was gonna go to Taft anyways. If I didn't go to Comm Arts, I would have gone to Taft. So that means we probably grew up in the same area and went to the same high school every day.
Yeah.
Graduated. We were in the same arena for graduation, and damn, here we are now. You're an author, and I have a podcast. How are you doing today, Stacey?
I'm doing well.
Yeah?
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try to make you do better. We're gonna get you doing better.
Okay.
We'd like to start off with a game with our guest every episode. Are you ready to play a game with us?
I'm ready.
All right. Awesome. This is what we call the Gray Area Gauntlet. So I'm gonna give you. I've got 7 options, basically, right? 7 things. We're gonna go 1 versus 1, and then whichever option you choose will go against the next one, and then you'll choose between those 2, and we'll go until we get to the end of the list, and we'll figure out what the greatest of all time in that category is.
Okay.
Are you ready to play?
Yes.
All right. So this one is based off of your book, Santa's Secret Shop. Sorry, Secret Stop, not shop. We don't want to see a secret shop. This is a list of the greatest Christmas characters of all time. All right. You ready for this?
Yes.
All right. First matchup. We have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer versus Ebenezer Scrooge. Who you got?
Oh, I'm an Ebenezer Scrooge fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got an upset in the first matchup. I thought you were going to go to Rudolph all day. Okay, so Ebenezer Scrooge is okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
Gray Area Gauntlet. Ebenezer Scrooge versus Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty over Ebenezer.
Yeah.
Why Frosty over Ebenezer?
Because he's so cute and special. And I like that he says happy birthday instead of Merry Christmas. It makes me laugh. He's adorable.
Okay. I'll take it. Frosty the Snowman versus Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm going to go with Frosty the Snowman. I'm not a Nightmare Before Christmas fan.
Really?
Yeah, it's not my thing.
I wasn't big on it either, but I know when it came out, like it was a big deal in San Antonio. Like San Antonio loved that movie.
Yeah.
San Antonio likes a lot of weird things though. Like the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
Okay. Frosty the Snowman versus the Grinch.
Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty over the Grinch. Okay.
Yeah.
Frosty the Snowman versus Elf on the Shelf.
Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, Frosty's running away with this. Okay, we got two left.
Yeah.
Two options left. Frosty the Snowman versus Mrs. Claus.
Oh, heck. I mean, there's not a lot about Mrs. Claus unless we're talking about like Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn, Mrs. Claus. Then I'd be like Mrs. Claus for sure. But you don't hear too much about her.
That's a problem. I think your next book should be about Mrs. Claus. She needs to be, you know what? Needs to be represented. She needs to be represented. Yes. Are you on with Frosty over Mrs. Claus?
I am going Frosty over Mrs. Claus.
You're part of the problem, Stacey. You are part of the problem. All right, last one. Frosty the Snowman, greatest Christmas character of all time on the Gray Area Gauntlet with our guest, Stacey Golightly. Frosty the Snowman versus John McClane.
Oh, John McClane.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
That's the best Christmas movie ever.
Ever. Thank you.
Ever.
See? See?
Watch it every year.
Right? I might even fuck around and watch it when it's not Christmas, just because it's that good of a Christmas movie.
That's right.
That's how you know it's a great Christmas movie, when it transcends the season. And you can't watch Elf in May. Nobody's watching Elf in May. Nobody's watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in August. I tell you what, I'll throw on Die Hard in February real quick, though. Like
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay. Yes. All right, we got one more gauntlet. We're going to do one more. And this is greatest things about growing up in San Antonio.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This is we're bringing it home since we're both San Antonio kids.
All right.
Fiesta parades or Fiesta Texas?
Fiesta Texas.
Fiesta Texas? Yeah, the parades are too effing hot.
It is.
I had to march in that parade.
Yeah.
I marched in that parade, I think my sophomore year of high school. And I was a tuba player. I was see, that's why you didn't talk to me, because I was in the band and you were like, ew, ew.
Well, that and I barely went to school, so.
Oh, no. Okay, that makes sense too. I was a tuba player marching in that goddamn parade with that fucking tuba on. And this this is before Taft like updated the uniforms. So like for a while, the whole band was wearing like kind of modern uniforms. I don't know if you went to football games, but the band would be wearing like the modern uniforms, but the tuba players were still wearing like the uniforms from the 70s with the big butterfly collars. This thick ass polyester fucking white thing with a big red collar and a deep V-neck, like a deep V-neck. Yeah, I had to march with that shit. I was like, oh no, this is not for me. Fuck Fiesta. All right. You took Fiesta Texas over Fiesta. All right. How about this? Fiesta Texas versus SeaWorld.
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld? Why do you take SeaWorld over Fiesta Texas?
The animals.
Okay. You're not turned off by their captivity?
It's already happened. You might as well go watch them and enjoy them. I mean,
right?
They're already there.
They're already there. I didn't catch Shamu, but I'll sit in the splash zone to cool off on a hot ass San Antonio summer day.
That's right.
Oh, ain't nothing better than being at SeaWorld and it's 100 degrees outside and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch Shamu real quick. I'm gonna sit front row, get splashed with some fish water, and I don't even care.
Fish water.
I don't even care. All right, SeaWorld versus the Alamo / the Missions.
SeaWorld.
No splash zone at the Alamo. No splash
zone. There isn't. It's, again, walking around in the heat with a bunch of other people who don't know where they're going or what they're doing or what the point is. And
also, I'll take SeaWorld because all the doors at the Alamo and the Missions are way too short for me. Like I have to.
Quite have that problem.
Oh, I'm sure you don't. You're like a real San Antonian. I was a middle school transplant, but yeah, I had to. When I went in high school, they took us. Did they take you guys? I know you went to Taft and y'all a little bit simpler than us, but they took us to the Alamo on a field trip and the Missions. Did you guys do that? No. Okay. So in high school, we did that. We went to the Alamo, and in high school, I was like ducking my head, walking in. I was like, oh man, I'd have took this whole damn fort by myself in about 30 minutes.
I went on one field trip that I remember. It was to a prison for for one of my classes. Yeah.
Yeah. They took all the kids that skipped school on that one field trip. So wait, you didn't go to Natural Bridge Caverns or nothing?
No.
What middle school did you go to?
I was in California for middle school.
Got you. All right. Because I moved to San Antonio halfway through my 8th grade school year, just in time to go to Natural Bridge Caverns.
Nice.
Yeah. Like I was in time for the untimely demise of our queen, Selena. I moved to San Antonio right before she passed. So I was here for that, and I was confused. And then I tore my ACL playing basketball in middle school, and then I went to Natural Bridge Caverns on crutches.
That can't be fun.
It sucked, but you know, I got a little sympathy from the cute chicks in my 8th grade class. How you doing?
Hey,
what's up, shawties? All right, we're gonna keep it going. SeaWorld versus the Riverwalk.
SeaWorld. I don't like the Riverwalk.
It's kind of trash.
Yeah, it smells and there's mosquitoes and
for no reason that water is green.
Yeah.
Like they'll drain it, fill it back up, and it's green.
Yeah.
It's St. Patrick's Day 365 on the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross. All right. SeaWorld versus the Spurs.
The Spurs.
Yeah.
The games are fun.
Yeah, interview's over. You can cut her feet now.
The games are
cut her
fun.
Feet. Fine, I'll give it to you. Fine. Fine, whatever. Last matchup. Greatest thing about growing up San Antonio. The Spurs versus Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
All day. All right. If you would have deviated right there, we would have had a problem.
No.
I would have for real had them cut the feed. What's your favorite Tex-Mex restaurant down in San Antonio?
Ooh,
and why is it Chacho's?
No.
What?
No.
What do you mean no?
I don't well, but I don't have a favorite restaurant, so I guess we could say no, I don't. No, I like breakfast, huevos rancheros, and I go to Aguas Calientes when I am in San Antonio. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite. I do hit up a lot of Las Palapas, and I know that's not really right stuff, but it's convenient. And I'm in New Braunfels now, so.
Oh, well, then you're right by the Mama Margie's that's out there off of 35.
Yeah, a little further from there. Yeah.
Yeah, Mama Margie's is my joint. They got great quesadillas.
Okay.
I fox with their quesadillas. Oh, girl, that's a meal. That's a meal. That's a whole damn meal. I
think the last time I went to Mama Margie's was after a night of a few drinks and, winding down, and that's the place to go.
Yes. Mama Margie's and Chacho's are definitely the best late night drunk eating that you can get in south of Austin. And fuck Austin. Probably in all of Texas. I don't know what they do in Dallas, but it's probably bougie and a little bit too much. And I don't know what they do in Houston, but somebody's probably throwing bricks at your cars outside. Mama Margie's and Chacho's. If you're drunk, I have driven from Austin to San Antonio to go get some Chacho's. Wait, statute of limitation is passed. Drunk. So I was like, after a night of drinking, it's like, I need Chacho's right now. I'm driving down to the Parent Bottle Chacho's, and I'm making this happen. But yes, if next time you're out drinking, stop by Mama Margie's, get yourself a quesadilla.
All right.
And do yourself right. Okay, you can't go wrong. I mean, we will sleep so good. So good. And a limeade. Get a limeade too while you're there.
Ooh, no.
No?
I'll stick with the tea.
Okay.
Stick with the tea.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for playing the game.
Absolutely.
So you just published your first children's book.
Yeah.
That came out, was it end of June? Was it like
Yep.
the 28th?
The very end of June, the 28th.
Okay.
Yes.
And how did this come about? Because I went to the website and I saw that something had happened. You had a revelation on Christmas Eve this past year, 2020. Can you want to talk about it? Like how did the idea even come to be?
I shared custody with my oldest, with her father, and she wasn't going to be there for Christmas, and it makes me cry. And I was like, oh, she's not here with her sister. And my sweet husband talked about, well, at least you get to see her. She'll be back later. And then that made me think of each of our mothers, which passed before we met, and how the girls won't know, their grandmothers. And I wanted a way to incorporate them and make them a part of our Christmas traditions. And so I thought a little story to tell them would be a nice way to get them in there. And that's kind of how it was born. So our mothers will be part of our Christmas tradition every year. So.
That is great. And the story is, I'm gonna be honest, haven't read it, but I've read up on it, and I like, and I mean, it came out to what, you were number 2 new books when you released on Amazon, like right behind J.K. Rowling's. You were the number 2 book. I was like, look at you. How did that feel? That's
pretty cool. I love J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter. I'm wearing a Harry Potter shirt. Like, I love that. So that was pretty cool. That's awesome.
Nice.
I hope that kind of momentum happens more towards Christmas, and it really blows up. I know it's summertime, so not a whole lot of people are thinking about Christmas.
That's true. But how did, the fact that you dropped this book in the summer, I mean, from Christmas Eve 2020 to release date June 28, 2021.
Yeah.
That happened so fast. Like, how did this all come together so fast?
I just kind of started reading up on what it would take to write and release a book. And one article I read said, oh, it's easy. You write it, you upload it to Amazon, and you can publish it. Super simple. And I didn't read further than that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And my husband was totally supportive about it and said, go for it. And it's a lot of hard work and sleepless nights, and it cost more than I thought it would. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about it, but I am glad that I did it, and I have more coming out. So, yeah.
Do you have a history of writing, or is this your first attempt at even writing?
This is my first attempt. Yeah.
Wait, your first attempt at writing, and you debut number 2 behind J.K. Rowling? That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's also, I think, something that I've never heard of anything like it. And I think that helps a lot, because there's tons of people that are self-publishing, and, there's a lot of kids learning lessons and that type of thing, right? Like, you're different, but that's okay. And there's lots of those coming out, one after another. And then this is something that I've searched and I can't find anything like it.
It is an original idea, and I think it's a great one. Like, when I told my wife about it, she was like, because her father passed a couple of years ago. We've both lost grandparents and stuff. And, when I told her that, she was just like, I've never heard of that. It's a really good idea. And it's a series, right? So you're going to have more books in the series?
Yes. The illustrations on the second one have begun, and if everything works out well, it'll be out by the end of October, beginning of November.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll be Santa's special stop in Pet Heaven.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you have an idea of how many of these you want to do?
I do. There's one more for sure. It's written, but these things cost money, so I have to make sure I've got the money for an illustrator on the third. And that one is Santa's special stop with our heroes, and it'll be for those that are deployed and away from their kids. It'll kind of the same concept. Santa delivers your love and your prayers to your loved ones so that they sleep better at night on Christmas Eve. So.
That'd be good. Wow.
Yeah.
So, you wrote the book. Did you? How did you hook up with the illustrator? Because the illustration is beautiful.
Oh, good. Thank you. I found them through, it's Bear With Us Productions. So it's a company that has formatters and designers, illustrators. And so you get with them and you pick one out illustrator that they have, and they go from there. So being self-published, I don't know anything about any of that. So they set all of that up for me.
So like, I don't know. Are you a writer at heart?
I've always liked to write. I love reading. English and all that fun stuff was my favorite in school, but I've never really put pen to paper to do it.
How'd that feel?
It was really nice. I've received nothing but positive reactions, so it feels really good. And I didn't realize I would get so hooked on it, and I'm trying to think of any way possible to make this happen and like make this my thing. I have ideas for a totally different series as well. So
nice. So, and you have like a 2-year-old.
I don't sleep much. I have to wait till she goes to sleep to do anything. So
I mean, that just seems like a lot, but at the same time, it's like now you can, like, I'm a comedian, right? And I can't necessarily share my art with my kids.
Right.
Even though I talk a lot about my kids on stage, I can't necessarily share that with them right now. They're 3 and 5. But you can actually like share this art, this part of you with your daughter. What is that like?
It's nice. When the books first came in, she saw it and she watches videos on Santa every day. There's certain ones that she loves. So she saw that and she's like, Santa, and it made her really happy. So
does she understand it like you wrote it?
No, she doesn't quite get that yet.
Oh, but she will.
My 14-year-old thinks it's wonderful, but
is she a little old for the book, or do you think that it probably still catches her imagination as well?
I think it catches her imagination as well. She loves the whole writing thing. She'd like to publish a book of her poems and stuff. So she loves writing, and she says it's a little inspirational. So I think that's super sweet. It makes me happy.
Oh, look at you. Who would have known somebody from Taft could be an inspiration?
I know.
Who would have thought? Our freshman year, our windows were getting shot up at the school. And here we are, you over here writing Christmas books. Look at this.
I know.
So you're married to, in my opinion, one of the greatest comedy writers I have ever known. I will share. And I hope he's not close enough where he can hear, because I don't need him to embarrass me. When I started doing comedy, Matt was always in the club. And one of my favorite things about Matt is he would sit in the back of the room, you know, whether he was performing on the show or not. Matt, if he was there, he'd sit in the back of the room. And I remember I'd get off stage and he'd be like, hey, you know that new bit you just tried? Hey, here you go. I wrote 4 tags for it. And it was like, what the like he's and they're all better than anything I could have thought up in the time. And it's like I go on stage and I try Matt's tags and it's like, oh shit, this works. Like I need Matt to come to all my shows. Matt is a great writer. I've seen him. I had him come do one of my shows up here when I was doing the gun store shows, the Guns and Giggles. And he did a joke, did the punchline, and it didn't work. And he goes, okay, so he just said another punchline and then that worked. And then he did another one. He goes, I got at least 45 more of these guys. I can keep going till I get you. Like you've got a writer. You know which one I'm talking about? Yes. He would just keep going with the punchlines. And it's like the way his brain works is so crazy. Like he's such a prolific comedy writer. Having him in the house, like, did you have to keep him away so that you can do this? Or did he give you any type of influence on this? He
actually is giving me ideas to help out with the next series that I'm thinking about, and he's all about it. But it's what he loves to do. It's what he wants to do. Like it makes him super happy. So yeah.
I just imagine he wrote tags for every line in your book. He's like, on page 3, you got that one. I think this will work.
He definitely helped a little bit. He's like, oh, maybe word it this way or that kind of thing. So he helped. Absolutely. It's not all me. Yeah.
So with him being like, a writer himself, I mean, he does have some TV writing credits. Did that help you like want to get into writing? Because you've got somebody in the house with that creative juju going on already?
Not really. In fact, it was almost the opposite. It's kind of intimidating. Like he's good at what he does. And what makes me want to go more towards it is I kind of want to be in the position where he is, where that's his job and it's something that makes him happy. And that's what I want to. I'm kind of tired of working for everyone else. being on someone else's schedule. I want to be able to do what he does. He still has time to spend with all of us and get his stuff done too. And he's happy doing what he's doing. So
nice. How is he around the house?
Well, he's great. He's the little one is daddy's girl, so he's kept busy most of the day because if she had the choice, she's going to be with him. So yeah,
nice. So outside of this series, Santa's Secret Stop series, you say that you've got some ideas for stuff in the future. Anything you want to divulge? You got anything?
Sure. Yeah. So I am a cat lover. We've got 3. That the last one wasn't really Matt's idea. It just kind of happened. But I have the idea for a stray cat that goes into a library at night because she loves to read and she falls asleep, and it'd be about the dreams that she has as she's characters in the book. But I'd like the first one to be like a history type one. So in one scene, it's going to be her as like Benjamin Franklin, and in another illustration, she's, someone. I've got to kind of get all the details with who I want in the first book, and that type of thing. But I'd like to do that and do a series of it. You
guys got a lot of kids' books at the house?
I do have a lot, yeah.
Because I know like with ours, we have like a 4-shelf bookshelf full of books, and then in my son's room, and then in my daughter's room, her nightstand is filled with books. Like she doesn't have anything in her nightstand but like books. So like Stacey, I read a lot of kids. I know too many Dr. Seuss books by heart. Like,
right.
Yeah. And to the point that like sometimes my inner dialogue comes out unintentionally when I'm reading them. So like my kids think the Cat in the Hat is a creeper now. I kind of did that. So that's kind of my bad. But it was like, but I'm not going to take it back because he kind of is a creeper, right? Like he just a little bit. Yeah. What type of books is your daughter into?
She is into anything with a pretty picture right now.
Yeah.
Really. She loves animals. She can name almost every animal, and I don't even know how she knows most of them. Like, it'll come out, and she's like, orangutan. And I'm like, where did you see an orangutan? How do you know this? So she, right now, it's about animals, instruments, letters, and numbers. Because if she can name it, she loves it. And so.
Got you.
Yeah. So we can pretty much get her anything.
When you were just talking about your next project or next series, it kind of made me think of this series that my son's been reading in daycare. They've been reading Jack and Annie books. Have you heard of those?
Haven't, no.
I never heard of them either. But it's about like these 2 kids that go into a treehouse, and it's like a magic treehouse, and it takes them to historical events, and they get to see, like my son was talking to me about Pompeii yesterday, and I was like, "The hell do you know about a Pompeii?" Like he was like. I can't remember the name of the volcano. Like Mount Vesuvius or something like that. Man, I don't know. He knows the name of the volcano, and he's like, so if you were a da-da-da, I was like, is that the volcano in Pompeii? And he goes, yeah. Have you been to Pompeii? I'm like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you, man? What are you talking about Pompeii for? Nah, did somebody tell you something? What happened? Like it's so I think you might be onto something with that right there. Anything dealing with history in a creative way, I think you got something there. Cause like my son is constantly telling me about historical events. And I'm like, how the fuck do you even know this? Like, why do you know so much about the Civil War? And it's all the wrong stuff. You know all the wrong stuff about the Civil War. Like, any chance for a choose your own adventure book?
I think if I went that way, I would definitely have to collaborate with Matt, because I know that those are one of the books he used to love when he was younger. And I think he would do really good coming up with something like that. I really do. It's not exactly the path he wants to take, but maybe he'd look into working with me with something like that. I'm not that creative. I don't know.
What do you mean you're not that? You're a freaking best-selling author on Oprah's book club. What do you mean you're not that creative?
One day.
I'm speaking that into existence, Stacey. Do you see this?
Yeah.
I'm putting it in the universe that you will be on Oprah's Children's Book Club, and you're going to be a best-selling author with a choose your own adventure book.
That would be fun though. I should think about that. And I have thought about that, but I wouldn't even know where to start. You know how many stories you need for that?
4?
I don't know. 4?
5?
Is that good enough?
5 maybe? Were you into the choose your own adventure stories?
I've never read one. I've never read one.
Cut the feed. Cut the feed.
I haven't. I read all the Nancy Drew books and the R.L. Stein books and Lois Duncan and Stephen King, but I've never done a choose your own adventure.
Who are your I'm trying to think how to say it. Like, who were your inspirations in the writing world? Because I mean, like you just said, you read Nancy Drew and all of that. Like, did you were you inspired by those books? Like as a child, is that something that stuck in your brain a little bit?
It's stuck in my brain, as in they kept me going, and they were just great. I loved them. But I never thought about writing up until.
Did you read a bunch of books once you figured out, like once you were like, I'm doing this book, did you go back and start reading a bunch of children's books to see how? I have started reading a bunch. I started following a lot of indie authors. I've joined a lot of groups. I've backed a bunch of Kickstarters to help them out, and so that I can kind of get a feel for them as well. And I've been messaging a bunch of them to get inspiration and ideas and stuff. So yeah, I've spent a lot of time on this since January, that's for sure. I mean, it seems like it's kind of taken over your life for the past 6 months.
Yeah. Yes. And I met with a local bookshop owner here in town this morning, and we booked a Christmas in July event on the last day of the month. So I'm excited. That'll be my first reading and signing, and yeah.
Oh, you signing books?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got your you have your autograph down? You got your signature?
I do, actually. Yeah.
Is it that $sign thing we used to make in our textbooks back in school? You know.
Oh my gosh. No, that's been retired. Okay.
So, you got that coming up. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited because it's a free event. Like these vendor events, they're expensive. So this will be a nice kind of practice run, get a feel for it.
Well, plug it. Where's it going to be at?
It's going to be at the Book House here in New Braunfels.
Okay. Book House?
On Saturday. Yeah, on Saturday the 31st. And Santa will be there. Yeah.
He's going to be pissed. Santa in the summer?
It's indoors. Indoors.
You going to let him wear shorts, right? Let him come out in his July wear. Can Santa come out with his cargo shorts and his fishing hat on? Beard shaved.
You know what? I think the kids would be just fine with that.
Yeah, just put a fat guy up there and say it's Santa, or it ain't even gotta be fat because everybody knows Santa packs on the pounds for the night before. Do you
Santa in the summer bod?
I got like so many questions that I want to ask like right now that just popped up. Like, so do you believe in Santa? Like, do you tell your daughter about Santa? Because I'm kind of anti-Santa. I love the idea of Santa, and I go back and forth with it. My oldest, of course, she hasn't believed in years. But like I said, the youngest one just she watches Santa videos over and over. She loves Santa. I don't think she gets the concept of it, but she loves Santa as a character. So I like the idea of it if it's done well. I don't know. It's back and forth. I don't like the idea of having to lie to my kids every year for some dude that ain't never done shit, and then I got to give him credit. I got to give him credit for what my paycheck got. Why I got to give it up to Santa? You
just do one gift from Santa, and you don't make it. You make sure the big good gifts are from the parents, but Santa gives them one gift. You know.
So the socks or the underwear, that's from Santa. Santa That's right. You know what? You know what? I like that. I think from now on, Santa's the guy that brings underwear. Mm-hmm. Yes. From now on, they'll just remember. Oh yeah, Santa, the fat dude that brought me drawers last year. Yeah, put some of the shine back on this. And it's because like my son's birthday is Christmas Day, so
oh wow,
it's a whole It's a whole thing, Stacey. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, don't let Santa show you up. For sure.
Yeah, it's like his birthday's already like he was like I tell people if he was going to get 6 gifts for Christmas, well, he still gets 6 gifts, but 3 are birthday and 3 are Christmas, and I can't have Santa taking credit for those very limited Christmas gifts.
Right.
You know, then he thinks, oh, mom and dad don't get me nothing for Christmas. They get me birthday stuff. Santa brings me, and then I don't want that, you know? Like me and Santa are beefing right now, and I don't think he knows it. And he needs to understand that we got a problem.
See, so you have no issue with my Santa because my Santa, it's all about thoughts and prayers rather than physical gifts.
Yeah. You know what? Yes. Your Santa can come by my house and deliver thoughts and prayers anytime. You know, you got to ring the doorbell first, but he can't just be popping. You don't just pop in black people's houses. You get fucked up that way. But I'll get a dog, Santa. I don't play around. So since you took this on, it just seems like your days have been upside down. Like you've got a 2-year-old at the house, and you've been working on this. Like, how hard is it, or how hard is just it been to navigate your everyday life over the past 6 months since you've been in this whirlwind?
It gets harder every day. I learn more and more things every day, more things I have to do. I'm selling off on my website now, which means the orders come through me, which means I have to package them and label them and ship them out, and I'm running behind. So I haven't gotten them all out. And there's just so much. I realized how little you get from sales off of Amazon and Barnes and Noble. It's like, oh, great. Look, your book's in the store. I'm going to get $1 per sale, and they get, a ton more. So I've learned a lot. I've learned that self-publishing is really difficult. But it's also something I really want to do. I don't know why my whole life I choose the difficult route.
Do you think you choose a different route next time? Do you think it's, now that you've been published, is it easier for you to get published through a publishing house?
No, it's actually easier to self-publish if you've got the time and the money. It does cost. You have to pay for your illustrator, designer. I would like to learn how to format and design the covers so that takes off a little bit as far as expenses go. But I need to do some research into that. So that makes things harder. Another thing to add on to the list, but you get more creative rights if you do it yourself. You go through a publisher and they choose your illustrator. They make edits to your book. It could read totally different from when it first started. So I think I'm good self-publishing for now. Yeah.
Okay. Any thoughts of moving into adult literature?
I would love to. I have a couple stories in mind based off of things that I've gone through that I think would do really well. It would take some time for sure. I know people who knock out 3-4 books a year. Like the ideas just come to them and they're good stuff, but it takes a lot. You gotta pay for an editor and stuff. I can't.
You have an editor in your house. What are you talking about? He has nothing else to do with his time. Let him edit. Put his ass to work.
He's busy watching Blippi with a little one. Let me tell you.
Blippi.
Yeah. Blippi.
Oh, get him on Bluey.
Blippi.
Get him on Bluey. Tell him to turn on Bluey.
We try, and she just doesn't. She's more about watching actual people on TV than cartoons.
Really?
Yeah, she likes Blippi and this other Katie's Classroom girl. Like yeah.
Huh. You have a weird child. Just no cartoons?
I know. She likes cartoons when she's in the mood, but she'd rather watch Blippi and Katie.
You know what? I can't even say nothing because my daughter she doesn't give anything except for music videos the time of day.
Oh.
Yeah, like she can maybe watch, like if I want my daughter to just like chill out and like not have to worry about her, I just go on to YouTube and turn on the mix of music videos, and she'll sit there for 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
If you just left her alone, she would just sit there and watch music videos all day.
Oh,
you turn on a cartoon, a movie, you probably got her for 5 to 10 minutes. And then she's like, yeah, I'm done. Whether it's a cartoon, live action, whatever, she just loses interest with that stuff real quick. But you turn on music videos, that girl can watch Beyonce for hours. for hours. Beyonce and Alicia Keys are her favorite. Like she
Very
can
nice.
Yeah, see that's what I did. I didn't do the so when they go to sleep we used to put like lullaby CDs in.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that with my son till he was, 2-ish or so. Then I gave the CD to my daughter because she was born when he was 2. And she had it for about a year. And then I was like, I'm gonna put some Alicia Keys on. And I put my Alicia Keys CD in, and she will not let me take the Alicia Keys CD out. Like she has to listen to Alicia Keys every day on repeat when she goes to sleep, so that when she wakes up, Alicia Keys is still playing.
There are worse things to listen to. I think that's great.
Yeah, for sure.
I listen to Alicia Keys.
I mean, we tried Limp Bizkit first. It didn't go.
A little break stuff. Yes.
Yeah. And my son was walking around with red hats, and I was like, ooh, this isn't the time for that. Don't do that. Don't do the red hat. Well, Stacey, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your book. Where can people find it?
SantaSpecialStop.com.
SantaSpecialStop.com. And do they want to support you? Where can they go to follow you?
With my name, Stacey Golightly, you'll be able to find me. There's not many of us out there, so.
There are not a lot of Golightlys out there.
No, there isn't.
Not at all. Well, thank you so much. And tell your husband I said hello. And tell him I am considering bringing him onto the podcast.
Okay.
He would have to bring Fluffy with him if he wanted to get on. That's Oh, thank you so much, Stacey. You take care, okay?
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Well, that was Stacey Golightly, guys. Please support her. Go to the website, santaspecialstop.com. I mean, it's a great story. That's somebody who just went out and did it, had an idea, and said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And she went out there. She made it happen. So please support her. She's great people, great family. I've known them for years. And like I said, support us here at The Gray Area. You can support us by hitting that subscribe button on the YouTube page, commenting, following, hitting that notification bell. If you're listening on one of the audio only platforms, hit that subscribe button, follow, leave a review. That always helps. And you can always follow us on social media. We're on Facebook at The Gray Area. We're on Instagram at Podcast The Gray Area. And we are on Twitter at Podcast Gray Area. So check all that stuff out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this edition of the Gray Area Podcast. I'm your boy, Aaron Cheatham. And until next time, be kind to one another. And here's mud in your eyes. Peace.
Thanks for listening. You can find more episodes and all other Hot Pie Media originals baked fresh daily at our home on the web at hotpiemedia.com, the Hot Pie Media YouTube channel, or wherever you listen to podcasts.